Church, I wanted to throw out some more content and encouragement from the teaching from this last Sunday when we talked about liberty and the kind of freedom, the liberty that we give each other on non-essential matters. And we use Romans 14 as a text within the early church that showed some major disagreements between the culture of that time and between the Jewish people and between the Gentiles about whether or not they should be eating and what they should be eating and which days were considered holy. And in it, they're giving liberty to each other and not trying to convince each other of their opinion. They're letting their conscience drive them on these non-essential matters, but they're going for unity and for peace and for mutual edification. And so within this text of Romans 14, one of the lines that Paul says is he encourages them, says, whatever you believe about these things, and he's talking about eating foods that were sacrificed to idols, or he's talking about certain days that were considered holy or not. He says that whatever opinions you have on these things, keep between yourself and God. And so in that, as you could read that, you could think that maybe Paul's saying, hey, don't share your opinion. But what he's talking about here is people whose opinions had been shared with one another. They have discussed it. But at this point, they're just beating a dead horse that doesn't lead to unity. And so when you know there's those certain controversial issues that everyone has shared what they have thought that are non-essential to the faith, keep those opinions to yourself and to God. And don't put them on Facebook. But what Paul does encourage us in this text is this, and maybe we keep this with us today. Let us therefore make every effort to do what leads to peace and mutual edification. And that's in Romans 14:19. And so may we be that church today. If you didn't listen to the teaching, be sure to listen to it from our podcast. And you can hear Nate teach on compassion, the final part of this series on Sunday. Thanks.